Hey everyone, I haven't done one of these in a while, and I figure this would be a helpful Tafo tip. I've been thinking a lot about just my surroundings, my interactions with people, and the topic, on my right is, owning up to what you like. And I feel this is more applicable to younger people. Maybe less, maybe I'm disconnected, who knows? And I think when I was going to high school, gaming wasn't as conventional, like widespread. It wasn't mainstream. It wasn't cool to be a gamer as it probably is now. Although I think some people, probably get made fun of for playing video games or whatever. But whenever people asked me back then, like, oh, like, do you play video games? Like back then, like I was obsessed. I would play Warcraft 3. I'd play Smash. I'd play Marvel 2. And I played a lot of video games. I was passionate about video games, but like whenever somebody asked me and I wasn't really comfortable, I'd be like, like I kind of play here and there. Like I kind of do this. I kind of do that. I kind of skirt it. And I feel that a lot of people are like that in many things, whether it's dating, and if you're like trying to be virtuous, you're like, oh, like I'm not superficial. Like I don't like to be like those other people that like certain things, and then you kind of realize after you talk to them, it's like, oh, they are superficial. And if they realize that and kind of owned up to it, then it'd make life so much easier. That was more of an aside. But I think the big thing for me, it's like I think we're so worried about people's perceptions and people's opinions of us and our talents and our hobbies. We don't want to be seen as like the overly zealous guy, the overly passionate, obsessive, person. And I think that's sad. I think that, you know, we tend to stick around and pretend to be part of the crowd so much that we lose our unique identity. We lose our sense of individuality, our passion, what makes us us. And if I were to encourage you guys, just own up to what you like. And even like the little things, like there are people that are scared to admit how much they practice or how much they geek out about frame data in Melee. It's like, own up to it. This is what you're doing to improve. If you spend 15 hours a week improving, or for whatever reason you're scared to spend that much time improving because you don't want to look obsessive, like go ahead and do it. Like the only thing you're wasting is just your time by not doing anything. And if you don't want to be seen as this like person that wants to play 25 to 30 hours to get good, but you actually do, like, just do it. And this goes to anything that you want to do. Growing up, like my parents always told me, oh, like don't do anything too hard, too demanding, like what is this gaming stuff. Had I listened to them, like I wouldn't have been where I was today. Like I'm not afraid to admit that I spent like endless hours blogging, obsessing over a video game, because I knew what I wanted to do with it, and I knew that I wanted to learn from it. So, if there's any like kind of inkling that's preventing you from practicing Melee, telling people that you love the game, from picking up a new hobby, from pursuing a girl, from realizing what you actually want in life, just own up to it. It's once you realize that you have certain interests, you have certain weaknesses, you have certain preferences, some of it may be bad. If it's a weakness, you kind of own up and say like, hey, this is something I'm not good at, and then you go from there and you learn from it, rather than pretending that the weakness is not there and ignoring it completely. So hopefully this is encouraging to somebody. That was like one of my biggest struggles growing up, is that I want to do good but not good to the point where I'm like standing out and I'm like this weird obsessive person or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, who cares? You'll learn as time goes by that being mediocre and trying to fit with a crowd will lead you nowhere, and it's a waste of time. And frankly, people that you're worried about around you that are thinking things, they're probably not thinking about you that much. No offense, but so all in all, like, if you like stuff, just do it and move from there. And I hope that enables somebody through the Melee on Me audience to move forward from decision paralysis, from the fear of people, from the fear of what people think of them. And yeah, so I hope this is encouraging.